Hey, y'all. Welcome back to a special edition of Hopped Up Beer Review. It's the 2023 Brewers Advent Calendar, and today we are drinking Alpenstoff by Bürgerbräu Bad Reichenhall out of Bad Reichenhall, Germany. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give your own professional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. We're back for another 2023 Brewers Advent Calendar video. Appreciate you checking this one out. Hopefully you are watching because you were drinking this beer along with us. To that point, I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking this day, gentlemen?
So y'all can read it. Alpenstoff.
There it is.
Hey, there it is.
I was like, where did it go?
Oh, did you get the dirndl?
I did get the dirndl.
You're going to foam up. Anyway, the beer.
You don't have to drink it.
Right. Bürgerbräu Bad Reichenhall is the brewery.
All right.
Yeah.
We did review this one last year, as I recall.
What number?
I don't know what number this one was, honestly. If I had to guess, I'd say it's like 11 or 14, but I don't know. That's just a guess. Somewhere in the middle.
It didn't stand out to you, Ben?
Not from a number standpoint. So I do remember the Edelweiss, though, on the can. So look at that foam. Look at that.
I don't know how you did it. It's like the only time that dirndl has not foamed up. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
So this is a Dortmunder export. It's kind of like almost like a hybrid type. It's got the malt of a Helles, the bitter of a Pilsner, ferments on the bottom. So Alpenstoff, 5.6%, 22 IBUs. Excuse me. It is it was introduced in 2005 with the Edelweiss flower, as you mentioned. It is what they call the beer of the mountains. They get their water from the Alps. They didn't go into a lot of detail about the beer because this brewery is a subsidiary of another brewery. So Bürgerbräu Bad Reichenhall, out of Bad Reichenhall, Germany, was founded in 1494. It's a microbrewery. And then in 1978, it became a subsidiary of unser Bürgerbräu, which means our Bürgerbräu, or it was like a brand relaunch. And so they have multiple brands, multiple labels under this. So I want to drink a little bit. As we'd mentioned last year, they had what they called, let me get this right, the Reichenhaller Reinheitsgebot in 1493 in Reichenhall. It was, so they had their own beer purity law, before the whole Bavarian one in 1516, which was, remember where that started in 1516? No, Ingolstadt. Remember Ingolstadt? And then
I remember the year.
The Illuminati, the city, is the second largest city in Bavaria. So this they had their own purity law, but they called it the Reichenhaller Reinheitsgebot. So that was pretty
And what's
cool.
the other one called?
It's the Reinheitsgebot. The one for the entire country or
so
state or kingdom. Or
I wonder if they named theirs first with that full name. I mean, surely not. That.
Oh, they called theirs okay, and we'll get to this. Reichenhall was the name of the town, but back then, but it's currently called Bad Reichenhall now, and it's the brewery's Bürgerbräu Bad Reichenhall, the BAD. Before we can get to the year of the change, we have to mention, as we've talked about in other, especially German breweries, in 1844, it was partially destroyed by a fire. So,
of course,
in 1890, the city of Reichenhall receives the status of Bad for Bad Reichenhall, and that means Bad means bath. So it was known as a status as an official spa and kind of health town. So that's kind of neat, you know.
Yeah.
And then the current name came in 1901, right? Yeah, of the brewery, Bürgerbräu Bad Reichenhall. And then in 1945, it was damaged in bombings, World War II, and then it reopened again in 1950. So more tragedy.
So, the common story of German breweries: fire and then war. So,
and that, I'm done. I threw in some of the stuff about the fires and the bombings, but I thought it was interesting stumbling across the title Bad and what that means for a city. So if you ever see a German city and it has the Bad in it, BAD, it's a spa town.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
So one thing I just want to throw out there about Edelweiss, and I personally, you know, Jay, you might have to help me here remembering exactly all this, but I learned this from Band of Brothers. Great.
I've never heard of it.
Tell
us about
if
it.
You haven't watched it. You know, it's definitely a great series about World War II. Andy has yet to watch it, which I bug him about all the time. But you know, one of the German soldiers has Edelweiss on his uniform. And spoiler alert here, Andy, because
wait, don't tell me what happens in World War II.
But they talk about how Edelweiss.
Who won?
Yeah, there's a twist at the end. You're not expecting it. There's the soldier that has Edelweiss on his uniform. There's American soldiers are talking about it, and they're saying that grows above the tree line in the mountains in Germany, and only the most elite soldiers go up there and get it. And the fact that he's wearing it on his uniform means that he went and personally got it, supposedly. So, and then if you've ever watched another series, since we're talking about series, the man in the High Castle, which was on Amazon, Edelweiss is the song that they play at the beginning, right? So, they're great.
Thus, we have been down Ben's other channel of miniseries.
World War II that have to deal with World War II. So
World War II series that Andy in the Attic has not watched.
The Man in the High Castle, just incidentally, is a really good book too by Philip K. Dick. I would recommend reading the book before watching the series, as is typically the case. All right, to the beer.
Philip Dick. All right.
Yeah. To the beer. So
see why he puts the K in there.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Jay, what do you think of this one? Because Andy's gonna have the giggles for a minute.
Yeah, I know. He's not gonna get over that one for a while.
I crack me up.
Yes, we know. Well aware. This is an interesting beer to me. It's got some malt and some almost biscuity bready type to it, in my opinion. I'm struggling with it because it's got a really good flavor. I like the history behind it. Love the fact that, you know, they use the mineral water there. I think I'm gonna go with the 7.5. It's good, but I can't put my finger on part of it. So
Giggles. I mean, Andy.
Giggles. I agree, Jay. I like it, and it is got an interesting flavor that it's unique, and I think it's just because of it. It's a Dortmunder, and so it's like a hybrid of multiples because you get a little malt out of it, but it's not like a caramel malt. It's not too sweet or syrupy, so it's really good. And then you get a little bit of the just a mild bitter, but the biscuity taste. It's getting close to almost like an English pale ale.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Like getting closer to that old speckled hen type of feel to it. It's not quite there, but it's just got some really cool, like for us, foreign characteristics that we don't get on some of our beers. But I think it's great, and I think I got another one, so I'm gonna enjoy that. I too give it a 7.5. Good beer.
Yeah, I mean, everything you guys have said so far has been spot on. I think that I definitely pick up the bitter on the back end a little bit, but like you said, Andy, it's not overpowering. It's just, it's a very light bitter. So not anything that I'm going to disagree with or be upset about. But yeah, it's you go into it, for us, not having, I mean, we haven't had very many Dortmunders. I think this is, maybe we had this last year, but other than this one, maybe we've had one more, maybe
in
on
this
the
pack,
show.
there was another one in this one,
right? So for the show, so it's not a style that we get very often. So when we drink it, or when I drink it, it's like you're just trying to unpack what you're tasting and make it match up to something you are used to, right? And it's kind of hard to
make
do.
sense of it.
Trying to figure it out. So but to me that kind of makes it fun. And I mean it's definitely a light, easy drinking beer as well. Because my dirndl is almost empty. So
did you pour the rest of your beer in there?
Scandalous, Ben.
Yes. Well, there was a little bit, but yes. Swallow.
You really like that beer.
I do like this one, actually. It's actually really good. And I think I hope I have another one of these. I don't know if I do or not, but I'm gonna give it an 8. I think this one's great flavor. Just a light beer with an interesting flavor. Again, a little bit of bitter on the back end, a little bit of that biscuity, as you guys have said, and it's tasty. I like it. That is going to be a 7.7 for the Alpenstoff. I forget where it's from because I'm not going to be able to pronounce it anyway. So if you need to see that, just rewind and watch the video from start to finish again. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. I think this one is a very interesting beer, and we have definitely enjoyed it. Hopefully you have it in your Brewers Advent calendar and you've been following along. If you have, let us know what you think about it. Where would you rate it on a 10-point scale? We would love to hear that down in the comments. You can also drop by Discord. We have a Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server, and we would love to hear your thoughts there as well. Jump on in there and let us know. And also you can check us out on all social medias. Links are down below in the description as well. Lastly, if you're interested in any Hopped Up Beer Review merch, you can check out a link below. It is, I mean, you can definitely get them, make great stocking stuffers. It's that time of year. Grab your loved ones, a bunch of Hopped Up Beer Review stuff. If they don't know who we are, then maybe they can start watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers, that notification bell. Lastly, and for Andy in the Attic and Jay, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.